How's it going, true believers? It is I, Shane, and I'm here to give you another X-Men 97 episode review. It's episode 8 entitled Tolerance is Extinction, Part 1. That's right, it's a 3-part. You might as well call this part of the finale. So before I go any further, please do your part for me and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell right there. So you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. And you want to support me even further, my Patreon link in that description right there. So this episode, man, so let's talk about a few things here, because there's so much to unpack. Even from last week, I came on here thinking, I'm going to talk about how everybody's all happy and going like, yeah, Rogue. And someone even said they are an influence. I'm not saying anybody's names, but they were like, yeah, X-Men aren't superheroes. They got to do this. I'm like, whoa. It's weird. It's weird in a time where it's like, oh man, your heroes have to kill, or they're not heroes. They got to do it. Like, first of all, I'm not saying she shouldn't have let him go, because Trask is, but it's the point of being a hero is to rise above those who do bad, and as those doubly, triply, quadruply for the X-Men. You are trying to prove that you are not the monsters that they say you are. It's literally, X-Men is art imitating life. So when you have peaceful protests, you got to not fight as dirty as those who are trying to oppress you. You have to be as peaceful as you can. But when you get pushed too much, Bastion even had a speech here saying when you bully the underdog too much, people start to love them. And oh boy, maybe I'll do something separate on my thoughts on that whole thing, because I'm not gonna lie, when the fall of the Hellfire Gala massacre, X-Men got a lot of massacres, man. When that happened in comics and Shadowcat went through and ripped a guy's heart out and put guns through people's head, effectively murdering them, I was okay with that, because it warrants a response. As far as we knew, everyone, hundreds upon millions of mutants had just been killed at one time. So there is, when it comes to X-Men, there is a certain proper response to things that are happening. But that is another conversation for another day. Let's talk about this episode here. Let's talk about how. So I'm going to do all the cameos and Easter egg stuff first, because this was fantastic. It's crazy. The Madeline Pryor episode, which was episode 3, I believe. Episode 3, this one, and then when Storm got her powers back, those are like top 5 of this series. This is a really, really good episode. So previously on X-Men was said by Scott. I'm always going to tell you who said it. Professor X is back in the credits. He's back in the credits. I'm doing an impression of the person who is doing Professor X now. Not the old one. The old one had a funny ass voice. Tolerance is Extinction. Obviously, as mentioned before, it's Operation Zero Tolerance. We see them there. And E for Extinction. Just smush that shit together. There's a Porsche on a Blackbird when it falls and explodes. I did not find this going on Instagram with people who are super duper Omega level fans. There was a blue Porsche in the X-Men 2 movie, so probably that was another callback. I didn't see the scene. What did you expect? Black leather. I wonder if Disney Marvel Studios actually showed us clips from future episodes. That's smart. You're doing the Avengers trailer thing. But let's talk about more things going on here. We see in a flash to this weird future that's not dystopian, it's utopian for humans / Sentinel people, where we see old Rachel Summers, the alternate future daughter of Jean and Scott. We see old Polaris. We see a mutant that looks like Jean, and I think it's Hope. I don't know. A lot of redheads look alike in Marvel. Just saying. Then there's a guy with metal arms. That's Crunch and Rock. Mutants are essentially slaves. Yeah, while the humans are fine, they've risen and evolved further. The mutants are literally slaves in this thing. We get, and Cable, every time he tried to stop Genosha, and this all comes off the back of Genosha, he kept being pulled back in time. And we get mention of Karmatage from Beast. He says the Karmatage mystics say there are absolute points in time where no matter what timeline it is, all of these things are going to happen regardless. And Cable's little talking computer gizmo thing, we see a certain timeline, and it does look like Loki's sacred timeline tree splintering off and stuff. We see the emblems of the first 5 X-Men, Scott, Jean, Iceman, Angel, and Beast. Then we see Charles and Magneto. It's like certain things have to happen. When Bastion is talking, and by the way, Dr. Cooper's alive, and apparently she knew that some of this shit was gonna happen. Apparently she's been in talks with Bastion before. She probably saw or talked to Bastion when he first came into that Genosha thing, right? Just broken arm, apparently. We see on this teletalk Dr. Victor Von freaking Doom going, "Do not take Doom's silence as complicity in this war crime, this flagrant war crime." So Doom, much like Magneto, they have different speech patterns. I love the fact that essentially Dr. Doom is saying here, yo, while I'm all about, furthering things and trying to make my country better, that's underlying there. He's always do it for Latveria. While he's down for that, genocide is a war crime. I love that Dr. Doom was like, hey, I experiment and capture people all the time. I draw a line of genocide. Baron Zemo, who does not give a flying fuck, is there on the thing too. He's like, well, hold on now with the whole civilian. I forget what the hell did Zemo say? It's almost not important because Zemo's technically a Nazi. Well, is he a Nazi? No, it's Baron Strucker technically. But I digress. Baron Zemo was on the call. What else? Towards the end, when we're going to talk about that Magneto moment, but when Magneto has his moment, we see Spider-Man. If I can, let me scroll. We see Spoder-Man. That's Spoder-Man. And his eye things look like they move too. We see Spider-Man, Silver Samurai. Am I missing somebody from that? I feel like we saw someone else, but we definitely saw those two. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. When Magneto was chained up, he has a bar number. His bar number is 214782. That's in all media when he was in the Holocaust as a young boy. That is the number they put on him. That is the number that's been in all media, live action or not. We do see William Stryker because they aired because Bastion said the UN aired the footage of Charles in space being emperor, and everybody's like, "Oh, the mutants are going to go and attack us," and stupid, just so stupid. That mutant liberation blonde, he gets turned into a Prime Sentinel, but apparently when they wake up, they're not going to remember anything. Trying to remember if there's anything else. I don't want to forget anything. 100% Sentinels, blah, 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 blah. I really want to talk about, Magneto. I'm glad I queued this up. Magneto was on a X cross, and it was pretty much, to me, a callback from the Uncanny X-Men issue 251, where it was Wolverine. Wolverine was on that cross, literally a cross there. Very iconic cover. It's after during the Outback when he got beat up. Jubilee came and saved him. Speaking of Jubilee has a new look in this. It is this look. She trades in the whole pink and booty shorts for, I guess, in here it's supposed to be a full suit jumper type of thing. Hold on, I just want to get you the pictures. I don't care. Full suit jumper thing. This is when she was a vampire. Yeah, when the X-Men was mostly women. Really good comics there. I like this look. I had a friend that say, "Oh, it's no different. All she does is just put on black." It's different. She's wearing pants. Jubilee's people used to seeing Jubilee in a pink shirt and cutoffs. This is a good look for her. We were promised that the X-Men would have different looks, so I'm still hoping for Cable to look like MVC2 Cable. That too, yeah, MVC2 Cable. Now I don't have any other things, do I? Nope. Nope. When Magneto had his moment, I'm just gonna tell you what it right now. Talk about right now. When he goes to the polars, the very top, and he uses his magnetic abilities to do a worldwide EMP. Super reminiscent of Ultimatum from the Ultimate Comics, where Magneto literally takes the Earth and tips it on its axis. He is that powerful, at least in Ultimates. And some media, he can open up black holes with his magnetic powers, which kind of have a link to gravity. At least in a video game, right? In MVC3, he could do that. I don't know if he's done that in the comics, open up a black hole, but he can tilt the Earth, and he made the Earth flood and everything, but didn't tilt it in this one. He had not spoken since Genosha, and Cooper was trying to get him to talk, but the first word he says after all that was enough. That's so damn cool. Scott, when the Blackbird is being, him, Cable, Jean are on there, and it's being torn apart and destroyed, and Scott says, "Screw this, not again." Now you would think, oh, this is a callback to like episode 1 when the Sentinels were destroying then. I think it's more of a callback to his brother, and their parents, him losing his family that day, because he literally, that's how he lost his family, on that fateful plane trip to Alaska that blew up, and he was there and in foster care, right? And I'm connecting that because he's on the plane with Jean, his maybe wife, but his definite love interest, and his son, Nathaniel Cable Summers, right? He's like, I'm not losing it again. He doesn't want to lose his son again. He already lost his son to time, to which I'm going to talk about it now so I don't forget it. When Bishop and him went through, they got lost in a time stream. And so Cable was flung to the far, far future, and he's been by himself. Now my thing is, where the hell is Bishop? Like, no one knows what Bishop is. Is Bishop going to show up with dreadlocks, and is he going to have the demon bear attached to him? Am I getting X-Force Bishop from, was that 2016? I wish I would have grabbed my comics to just show it to you, but it's where Psylocke makes her X-Force. Cable has his X-Force, which they're on the run. Colossus joins that team, but he brings out Psylocke has her own X-Force, which includes Mohawk Storm. Best and last use of the Mohawk on her, period. Enough said. Puck is there. We get Spiral. Spiral's on there. I love Spiral. They need to make Spiral do more than just be Mojo's lackey. Tons of potential there. Just saying. Who else is on that team? Bishop. Yeah, Bishop, Spiral, Puck, Storm, and Psylocke. I feel like there was a 6th person. I might be missing somebody, but it's them. And when Bishop first appeared, he was acting crazy and weird because this is when he got flung into the future after trying to kill Hope, the mutant messiah. And so he comes back. He has the demon bear attached to him. The demon bear is linked to New Mutants. I don't have time to go into that one. If you watch the New Mutants movie, which I did not because I was done with Fox movies, it is somewhere in there, I believe. So yeah, but if that Cable shows up, that's going to be freaking awesome. So let's talk about Bastion, y'all. I love the Jean's powers because we've seen her powers grow, and even though I think she wanted to faint when they were fighting, when the building came down and she was moving and flung it into the waters of Madripoor, she wanted to fade. Scott had his hand on her back. She wanted to, but she didn't. She's able to get psychic echoes, which we saw from last episode when they were at Genosha. And just by touching pictures and things, she's able to get psychic echoes or being in the presence of it, which is a real thing in the paranormal. Paranormal has talk about ghosts being psychic echoes or things and specters and stuff like that. Watch Ghost Adventures if you are able to. You can find a way to watch it. Trust me, it's on Hulu. The early stuff is on Hulu, but we see that she even has a picture of Bastion, and I love Maddie's psychic powers were so strong that I don't know, was it when she was in Guy Gritch's mind? Might have been when she was in his mind, when she saw the whole massacre thing going to happen. We see the same picture that Bastion drew as a child. child. His real name's Sebastian. Sebastian Jew is a child of the burning mansion because his father, who was a janitor, was infected by some techno thing that was actually a remnant of Nimrod in the future. And so it made a new thing. Just like Beast was saying, the techno-organic virus, when they were talking in the war room and Cable was telling them that the Prime Sentinels are made from the same techno-organic virus that Sinister infected him with. So, vis-a-vis, these things are able to breed because it's techno and organic. And he being Bastion, is the descendant of all Sentinels. Your clunky big ones, your Master Molds, and your Nimrods. In the comics, he is an alternate future Nimrod that came in contact with Master Mold after he got his ass whooped by the X-Men. And Master Mold had been got his ass whooped when he was digging. Master Mold assumed control and the Siege Perilous opened up. What is the Siege Perilous? It goes back to that Outback X-Men I was telling you about. It's a thing that reshapes and changes your life and you are reborn anew. So it's like when the X-Men went through it, the world didn't know they were still alive. It's a whole thing. A lot of them lost memories. He lost his memory. Bastion is actually an amalgamation of both Nimrod and Master Mold. So in here, he is literally kind of that. I love the change of origin. It fits. It works. Who knows how it came from the future? Timey-wimey stuff has always been in the X-Men, so this is perfectly fine. But he can hear machinery because of how he's been born. And crazy thing is, man, his mother seemed like a loving woman. This motherfucker turned her into a Sentinel. She is a Prime Sentinel. Who else got turned into Sentinel? I actually have to listen. Trish Trilby. That made me go, damn. Because Bastion admits, once these people are transformed into these things, they wake up, have no recollection of any of it. They don't know that they are sleeper cells. And that is part of Operation Zero Tolerance. You don't know that you're the Manchurian candidate. Trilby, Mama Bastion, his whole town, Ford the butlers, Roberto DaCosta's butler. I already told you about the blonde guy, the blonde mutant liberation dude. These people are turned into these, and even if some of them voluntarily do it, they're not going to know it's them. So you even have protesters at the front of the X-Mansion. Over 80% of them became the Sentinels. Wowzers. Just wowzers. And that's his whole entire plan. And when the Dr. Cooper, again played by the old Jean Grey, is like you're turning civilians into weapons, and he's like, you sound like the dinosaurs, wait. Hold on. Because I definitely saved that. Bullying underdog, blah, 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 blah. I got to go back through his speech as well. But where am I at? Don't worry, we're going to find this. He's talking about, there we are. He says she sounds like a dinosaur fretting the fate of an asteroid before impact. And she's like, what I'm worried about is you're the asteroid. And dude's just so full of himself. He is proud of what he's doing that he misses that. He misses her saying that entire thing. And his speech is so art imitating life. It is insane. Because the only reason why he is showing Cooper this whole entire thing, because the evil, shadowy UN side is like, okay, along with Zemo and Doom, they're all in this call saying, hey, we're only going to go on through with this, but you got to show her everything that's going on. And so he gives her the tour, and he's like, this man, the guy named was Joe, the liberation guy. He was like, before he can say his things out loud, but now with all the mutant loving, change mutant to another word that people can't say. Yeah, mutant loving. He got us to go to a dial-up chat room to speak freely. Bodemayo's a co-writer on this, you can tell, because his speeches never miss. And he's like, yeah, builders lay off workers to get a mutant that has the power of 10 men. I'm like, oh shit, we're going there. We're going to taxi. What's the point of being a taxi cab driver when a teleporter gets you there in the blink of an eye, which is kind of a nod to Blink. It's just like, damn, bro, that's his whole speech is, and mutants outnumber us 10-1 in 100 years. And it's like, y'all are gonna procreate with them, right? So technically it's just the next step of human evolution. Why are you afraid that because you don't have powers? Like, most y'all ain't gonna be here in 100 years. Wolverine will be here, which was, Morph did make the joke when we thought that Cable was he came from a dystopian future, which technically is dystopian because the mutants are slaves. He said, "Oh, another dystopian future where Logan's the last one alive," and Wolverine just gives he gives like a grunt scoff because, yeah, Wolverine dude survives, and we're gonna talk about Wolverine in this episode. You Wolverine fans, y'all been crying about not enough Wolverine time. This is the episode for you. Let's talk about Cooper's speech, right? Cooper frees Magneto, and I'm gonna try to do most of this off the cuff. She says Magneto, he had mentioned to us about certain things, and Bastion already strung her up because she took off his dude's collar and he left. And says, even in the midst of all that was going around, like, yeah, I was scared, right? But there was a part of her. There was a part of her that's like, yeah, after all this stuff that happens, we persist. We see things like Genosha happen, other genocides. Man, this is very timely for this episode to come out. Other genocides and stuff. And part of the reason why she, like, freed him, because no one was shocked or surprised. And she's like, neither was her, but while she was scared, and you have this giant robot getting ready to step on you, Magneto knows us better than Charles does, that we're going to do all of this stuff. And she admires the resilience of mutants to keep going forward. But it's like deja vu going through something like Genosha. And the only thought she could have when you're about to get stomped on by a giant robot is Magneto was right. And that's when Magneto goes, enough. So she said the thing, Magneto was right. Man, you could call this Tolerance is Extinction Part 1. Subtitles, Magneto was right. Because essentially it was. Magneto, and apparently him doing the EMP, I guess, was a declaration of war. That's what Wolverine said. And of course, his BFF or boyfriend Morph, or partner Morph, hands him a beer. One, they gotta flesh out that relationship. I need to know, like, Wolverine's feelings towards Morph besides Morph being his best buddy. But yes, two great speeches, and she delivered it so well. Just the matter of fact part. It's so funny that Sinister called Bastion telling me, yeah, the fool, she freed him, and he's like, it doesn't matter, it's already too late, right? And, I don't know, bro, it's a master of magnetism. Your robot things might have some issues. And towards the end of this, we get Charles showing up in the Mantis helmet. He's like, I hope I'm not too late. Yeah, fool, you too late. We've had 3 battles across 3 different places. People who we knew, like Beast's girl, is just a robot now. She gone. She just gone. She done. I love the Wolverine joke. I gotta talk to Hank about his choice in women. But she gone. Everybody just, shit has hit the fan. And to me, my X-Men, Beast, who was knocked out, but is up like, and Scott, who's pissed, Jean, who's shocked, and Storm, who has a slight smirk because it's like it's time to go to work. To me, my X-Men. Now that I've talked about that, we're going to talk about these 3 scenes. This, I need to see some, and I've been doing some slight cursing here. I apologize. I've been very passionate here. I need to see some shit like this on a movie. Marvel, y'all better get Bo DeMaio. You bring him back for season 3, because season 2 already done to this. You bring him back for season 3. You make sure he helps work on the X-Men show, because, on the X-Men movie or Disney or another Disney Plus live action show, I don't care. You bring him back for the show and for the movies, because he gets this. He might not understand Blade, but he gets this. Because this needs to happen in a movie where you have 3 different areas of the world, and there's conflict going on all at the same time, and that it was brilliantly done. You could it was able to pay attention and actually acknowledge and know everything that's happening. I was fighting myself to not rewatch this episode before I came and did this, cause so good. We're gonna talk about the kids, Jubilee, Roberto. They left his mom because his mom was doing a Humans for Genosha thing. And it's like, yeah, the X-Men aren't doing anything. And Jubilee's like, all right, Roberto, let's go. We ain't got to go to this stupid party. You're going to do some retail therapy. That's where she got her new outfit. And that's where Ford turned into the thing. And they are running. You find out that Sunfire has been practicing in the danger room to learn how to fly with his powers. He's full Sunfired out. Is right after Jubilee makes the joke, and everybody can fly but me. Wolverine cannot fly. Scott technically cannot fly, but he can beam his way down. Beast cannot fly. There's several that cannot fly. All right. And we know Gambit certainly can't fly right now. I'm sorry. But yes. And that was a cool moment. They crashed through the window. Nita DaCosta is an asshole because she tells when the Sentinels look at each other and go, "We're not here to kill mutant. We are here to save mutant." Go with the people. Yeah, as they put collars on your kids. I hope that when Magneto did the thing, they're able to escape. Hopefully they can call out to one of the telepaths so they can go and get the kids, because the kids gonna have to fight now. Jubilee, you need to upgrade your powers, girlie. You saw your future robot old self do it. You can do it. Put your mind into it. That was good. That was nicely done, especially the running. Them running away was great. I'm torn because both of these are really good. So let's talk about Wolverine, which leads into Wolverine and Kurt, because they got to defend Rogue. Because as happy as all of you are that she dropped him, she was the first one to get knocked the freak out when Trask turned into Prime Trask. She still isn't awake. She got knocked out so fast and she's still out. So Wolverine, as they Trilby Prime knocked Beast from the lab to the next floor. Morph turned into the Juggernaut. He got beaten up. Morph had to bamf hang out of there, and Wolverine obviously he got beat up. We get torn outfit Wolverine, like going, "You ready to go to the scrapyard, Tin Woman?" He's like, "Why do you persist? I got 6 reasons for you, lady." His fight went from the common room to the sky, where multiple Prime Sentinels are here and just go up in the sky too. And he is stabbing the shit out of her. He is cutting the other ones as he's going down, just rah, 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 Weapon X, just all the way down to the ground. And when he does that, "I got 6 reasons for you, lady," and Kurt had got knocked into a foyer. 2 swords fall, you know what's gonna happen. He had 3. He's a 9 Mein Frauen. Mein Frau. I'm not good with German. Mein Frau. We have 9 reasons, and they go on an absolute tear on these things. This is when murdering is good. Too bad. So they go for cutting off hands. Kurt's cutting off arms, and Logan's just bisecting these things, cutting off arms as well, but he's cutting people in half. They're able to reattach themselves, so we start cutting off heads. They're able to reattach heads. They have nasty robot tongues, which reminds me of liquors. It's crazy, but this was great. We have a rotoscope fight where, you know what rotoscope is, kids? Where it's one fixed moment here, and the camera is moving while they're moving around and fighting. I don't think this, oh man, I might contradict myself. I know they were moving around. It reminds you of a hallway fight. And it wasn't a hallway, but it reminds you of it, because they were moving around and just doing the damn thing. And in that moment, we get a cool POV shot where Wolverine and Kurt's like, "We got to get them out of the room." He shows up to protect Rogue. I didn't talk about his conversation with Jean, but we'll get to that in a second, if I have time. But he's like, "We gotta get him out of here." So he's stab, teleporting, just taking these things out of this room. And when him and Wolverine both get to the last one, where it's like gut stab and backstab, he's bamfing, and we can see like Wolverine is straining as he's being teleported. And it looks like Kurt's like turning. So we don't ever get to see a POV like that. That was amazing. 10 out of 10 if I did 10s. 10 out of 5. 100 out of 10. That was amazing. So Wolverine fans, you got your Wolverine moments in here. Wolverine he's the best at what he does, and he was doing the damn thing. we got our boys, we got the Summers family. They're going to go out to find this facility that in the future a rebel told Cable about. This don't look like a Sentinel facility. It's not. It's Bastion's hometown where he turned everyone into Sentinels, even people outside barbecuing at night. Burp, burp, beep, burp, burp. Transformers more than meets the eye. The Summers family try to fly out. Told you the Blackbird goes down. This whole entire scene is not just fun, but funny and great because Jean, thanks to Kurt, she feels like she is Cable's mom, right? Her and Maddie share a mind. This is part of the reason, memories, which is part of the reason why she's sad about Maddie being dead, because they had a psychic kinship. Because she remembers Cable kicking, his first laugh, and everything else like that. To which, Kurt has to go, look, memories are nothing but echoes of feeling. So doesn't matter if you were there or not, as long as you remember the feeling. She's like, but that's his blood. Look, my mom Mystique abandoned me, which they changed in the comics. She didn't want to abandon him, apparently, but we ain't gonna get into that. His mama abandoned him. And when he found Rogue, they could have been enemies, strangers, but they forgot the past and they formed their own bond. And that's what you need to do. She remembers even the conversation with Storm about wishing he was normal. And he's telling her, look, you make your own family. Blood is blood, but you choose your family, which is true. Most friendships butt heads because you're making your own family. Now, she's being such a mom in here because she's like, Nathan, sit down. Put on a seatbelt. She psychically puts a seatbelt on him. She's like, get in the back. He's like, geez, stop bossing me around. It is cute and funny. And she's I hate to use the word bitching, but she's nagging to Cyclops going, she's like, this is Hank is going to kill you. This is the third Blackbird in that many months that has been destroyed. Look, man, I'm not really a big Jean Grey fan. I wasn't a Madeline Pryor fan. X-Men 97, Bo DeMaio, everybody, I give you a round of applause. You got me liking characters that I didn't like from the comic books and from other media. Just that entire scene, her being a mom, her just saying, we got to come on, let's just get out of here. One guy's like, screw this. And they're going from a car in the sky to the ground. And Cable's like, you got a Porsche? Smirks. Let's show these toasters that you don't mess with the Summers. He's talking about everybody in the car. Cable takes the roof off. We have him shooting in the back, Cyclops beaming in the front, and Jean took the wheel like she's Jesus. And that landing they made when they come out of the exploding car and she has them and then they all slide to a stop. That also, Cyclops and Cable fist bump. You might see it in the clip. You see it in the clip. Maybe I'll put the link to the clip, the official clip, in the description below. But just the fist bump is just back. It's a no-look fist bump where it's like, yeah, the boys are together. Cable even, Jean had to separate the boys before because Cable's like, you trying to be a good dad now? Even Logan's like, oh, daddy's here. It's like, shut up. But yeah, no, just wow. That is fantastic and amazing. All three of those scenes playing out at one time, just going from the overtaken town to the sky, to the cavern, to the ground, fighting in the air, in the mansion, in another spot. The kids running from a mall to rooftops, crashing into the DaCosta suite home. What is it called when someone owns a whole floor of a building? I have no idea, but I at the moment I have no idea because I'm pressed for time. My timer's going down. But look. This was great. These three scenes happening simultaneously, and this day being saved by Magneto going enough. This is 5 out of 5. Period. Boy, oh boy. Someone had reminded all of us on Instagram that the last episode of She-Hulk, you have Tatiana Maslany, Jennifer Walters, talking to Kevin, the robot, saying, when are the X-Men going to show up? Jen, I hope you're happy because the X-Men have shown up and it is the shit. This is amazing. I'm probably going to watch this again. I got to finish watching Knuckles, though. But after Knuckles, I'm rewatching this because this is amazing. 5 out of 5. Go out of your way to watch this. If you ain't watching my reviews, you have not watched a single episode, watch this one. Watch episode 5 when Storm gets her powers back. Watch episode 3 with Madeline Pry. Hell, no, watch episodes 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. I don't care if you want to watch anything else. What? And the Genosha. No, oh wait, 5 was the massacre. 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. Watch this. This is so good. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please hit that like button. It really does help. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of more reviews like this. And you showed me Spoderman. Marvel, you bring back the Spider-Man animated series. You bring it back with the original voice actor. He's still doing it. He played Agent Spider in Invincible when they had a crossover with Spider-Man in the comics that they couldn't replicate here because, you know, Marvel is Marvel. You're not going to take our stuff here after ruining things. Kirkland. Won't even get into that. That'll be another video or probably on another platform another day. But that guy is still voice acting. Bring that show back with this type of writing. I love that it's not episodic like back in the day where each was like one episode that's contained unless it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 part thing. No, this is amazing. Even the stuff that was self-contained, it still went into the next stuff. It's great. Thank you for listening to me talk about this episode. I feel like the review was longer than the episode itself, and I didn't go over all of it either. So please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, drink some water, be good to yourself, be good to others. That way it goes. Don't be a jerk. Make sure you're staying safe out there, all right? And if you are feeling down and out, you're feeling like the walls are closing in, look, I talked to a very good friend today who's had that same feeling. And if he were here, he would tell you, reach out to someone, talk to somebody. There are people out there that care about you and rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So reach out to somebody, all right? My social media is in the description below. Give me a follow, send me a message. Don't be a jerk, and we'll all be good, all right? Tell me you came from this episode. You came from the episode 8 review, and we'll high five and talk about our favorite X-Men. Cyclops was right. Magneto was right. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later, all right? And that Patreon link is in the description below. I cannot wait for next week. It is... X-Men are back. Excelsior. Magneto was right.